I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in.
That's so random.
Well, let me sniff.
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle.
There's dust on it.
I don't get out of here.
Maybe this is right, but I'm still
It's gonna feel nice in your nose, though.
Yeah, I want to go to bed. I'm tired. That just made me instantly exhausted.
I'm sorry, was I told you I was a sniper. I know you're showing off the ponytail already. But it was making YouTube lag. Come on, a little more, a little more. I want to see the face. And I love the choker. I originally had plans to have a choker myself, but I decided to get rid of it because I thought it was no. Get the hell out of my head. What? 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 Ah! Ah! Get away! Get away! What? Did I just kill two in one shot? Hell yes!
What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side. I need you by my
No! Damn it! Do the thing! Do the thing! Ah! Hello. Hello. And more hello. Get some music started. So, my plans for today were derailed. Neff had to go into work. Frey was super tired. And, Teach basically said, you guys go and, take care of yourselves. So, that left us with no GM and, down 2 players. So, the game was not going to go on tonight. However, I want to talk. Well, I considered it. I was thinking maybe we'd play some more Blue Reflection, but I don't have it planned, and I'm actually thinking about D&D stuff, so I'd have to shift gears. So, I'm doing a behind the scenes, giving you guys a little taste of what's in the works, and how this all sort of links together. Nothing huge. You don't know how I'm gonna mix these things, so, you only have so much information. So, this is where we left off last time. Back in the tavern. And yeah, I know I haven't used a lot of maps. I don't have a lot of city maps. And I haven't built any. I could make some. But I have so many maps. But usually they're not cities. I mean, I have like the tavern here. And some tree stuff. Entire cities. But most of them are either large like this, or, made for a dungeon. So I haven't had a lot of city maps, like this is one of the few. The docks. That's what I used for the Halloween special, so I don't really want to use that again. I have a couple of buildings, some more city maps. Tower. I mean, this is a backlot in a town. I could sort of use that. Didn't quite finish what I wanted last time. And they haven't really been going that far. And I don't have a good map for, my brain stopped. I don't have a good map for, like, a school. I'm hoping that I can get some, shortly. That's a weird map. Yeah, I got lots of maps in here. The problem is, none of them fit. A lot of them are outside, or like these ones, they're all duplicates. I mean, they're slightly different, times a day, that sort of thing. But they now have their own tavern. And hello, Perplev. Sorry if I'm a little late. Oh, all these maps are provided with other modules. So, that's how I got them all. Yeah. Here's another city map, but it's more like a little village. And here's another part of a city, more like part of a fortress.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the
Ooh, we get sea shanties. Perfect.
Down below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our
Sorry,
leave and go.
I'm getting distracted.
She'd not been
But
2
yeah.
weeks from shore when down on her
So,
right whale board, the captain
if you haven't
called
seen it
all
yet,
hands and swore
last
to
night's
take
episode
that whale in
is
tow.
on my YouTube.
Soon
So,
may the weathermen come
feel free to look at it.
and tea and rum.
Watch and consume. However, we had some issues last night. Some internet issues. Some timing issues. Like, Coffee and Doggos had to run at like 10 o'clock because they had to go for work the next morning. And we lost Ren because, his internet was cutting out. So yeah. It wasn't quite as much as I wanted to do. So,
For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were
there
low,
are
there were only
what I
4,
call
and still
threads
that whale did
going on, and let me open up Notepad so I can scribble. Let's do some scribbling.
As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The weatherman makes his regular
actually don't want to talk over the she shanty. She shanty? Wow, I can't talk. So, there are 3 threads that are going on within the campaign right now. Let's space these out a little bit so you can see them. So, the first one is the one I just introduced last night. The Festival of Candles. I like bringing in like special events for the characters to do things in, so the world feels more alive. The Festival of Candles is meant to do that. I didn't even have a name for it beyond a concept until like a couple of days ago. So I couldn't do this, getting it in place earlier. So I introduced it last night. And yeah, it popped off a few new things for the characters to do. So, you know, that's kind of important. The second one is what I refer to as the magical drug. They heard last night that it was referred to as a drug, that it was some sort of powder, and they don't yet know what's going on with it. Don't tell them, but you see, this is actually something that they've seen before. They just don't know it. Because it's not in quite the same form. I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, it's been changed. They can't... Ooh, wow. Is there a way to make this bigger? Zoom. Okay. No, that's not what I was asking to do. No. That did not zoom like I expected. Well, that did. Oh, control. Okay. We'll make this bigger for you guys. Here we go. Hey, music. What's happening? Okay. Music is back up. So, this actually ties into the whole meta plot. The team has been hearing about it since basically, I think episode 3 or 4. I mean, they had a couple of episodes where there was not really much, like, backstory involved. And there was a big scene I meant to do last night, but they didn't get to it. We had to end too soon, so we didn't get to it. So they aren't even really sure what's going on there yet. And there's a third one, which they haven't really got to either. I mean, it's what I call the Tavern Plotline. And I talked to them about these plotlines basically earlier today. Because it works into our schedule. I've had all 3 of these going for a bit. Obviously, the last couple of episodes have mostly been Tavern Plotline. I mean, it's new and shiny. You know, we have to introduce it and play around with it a bit. See how people, you know, want to interact with it. And, you know, it's done some good things. It's done some good things. You know, Erky wants to run the tavern, and Melissa wants to be the chef. You know, these are important parts to their characters. I meant to do more with Honey last night, but she, unfortunately, slept through the entire episode. Yeah, she was a sleepy bunny, and she slept right through it. So, her scene had to be cut, I will do the scene, or scenes, with her next episode. As far as I know, most of the people will be there. Unfortunately, Neff, can't be here for the rest of the year, basically, for Celestia, which brings up another point. So, we are on Sunday nights. So, at this point, we have the 12th, the 19th, the 26th, and the 2nd. And actually, after that, I believe it's the 9th. Oops. Yeah, I can spell. I really can. So, this is the way the upcoming schedule looks. I have these 3 threads we need to complete before we get back to like a dungeon. Because specifically the second one here is meant to tie in to the next dungeon. And talking about that, okay. Alright, so I've been basing the different dungeons they've been in on the Tales of the Yawning Portal. Because they have maps and everything, they did the first 2, the Sunless Citadel and the Forge of Fury, or at least my take on those. The next one, in order, is the Hidden Shrine of Mochan. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. If I recall correctly, and you can probably find it here. Yeah, there's the Forge of Fury, and I put the next one up. I think it says, but it wants a specific level, and they're not that level. Yeah, 4 or 5. Oh no, that's the wrong module. Hang on. It's for a group of 4 or 5 5th level player characters. They're not 5th level yet. They were meant to be 5th level at the end of Forge of Fury. At least the way the module is. But the way I ran Forge of Fury, they did not quite get 5th level. So that's part of why I'm having this interim. I want to do the interim anyways, because this one is for 5th level, and the next episode is for 8th level. So we're gonna have to have some other stuff going on to fill the gap anyways. Because this module here is definitely not gonna get them to 8th level. It's just not. So I want to start all the background threads, which is why we get this stuff. And I've been having it in the works anyways. Thread 2 here is actually something that they've had hints at the whole time. I've been putting these little bits in here and there. They just don't realize what they mean yet. In specific, last night, I gave them a bit of a preview. Well, more you guys. Because this alley scene here. If you guys were here for the big tavern brawl. Then you met this particular character. Oh wow. None of her stuff's saved. What the hell? Okay. This is... Traska. And you should know Traska if you watched the Tavern episode. Their big brawl. I need to heal her though. Obviously she's not at full strength. But yes. There is another scene I intended, because yeah, I can't talk today, to do in this alley. And it was meant to have Traska there. And they would encounter her, and they might get into a fight. But, Traska hasn't changed levels, but the characters have. They've gone up 1 level since the last time they fought her. But she was mauling them all. Yeah. I think she solo killed Neria, definitely. Well, took her down. Neria isn't so easy to kill. But she was going to take out Kolvar. She was going to take out Deckard. And she was going to take out Kiris. All of them were in very bad shape. So, you know, little things like that. They're a little more powerful, but maybe not enough when it's just like 2 of them. Which was the whole thing. They were gonna get into a potential fight with her, in this alley. And, you know, the others have to decide if they even know this is going on, or if there's some way they can warn them and get back up and then last long enough. I still plan to do some variant of this. So, I don't know when that's gonna happen though. Maybe next episode. Maybe after. There's an important part to that scene. But they might not get to it. You never know. Which is why I start talking about dates. So, I'm pretty sure most of the party probably doesn't want to come in to do an episode the day after Christmas. I figure a lot of them are going to be with their families. Probably the same on the 2nd. I mean, it's the day after New Year's. I don't know for sure, because no one's told me. But, I'm trying to clear up if they're going to be available for these dates. If not, that leaves us 2 more days, 8 hours, to finish up all of these 3 plot lines. This one is meant to lead to a big fight. And it's going to introduce some other characters. So, that's going to be a thing. And you have the festival. And the festival has to happen in the next 2 episodes. There's no choice there. It's the analog of Christmas in their world of Celestia. So, it's gotta happen in the next 2 episodes. So yeah, I have to finish this up in the next 2 episodes, get a bunch of this in, so it leads up to the next dungeon, fill into this, and hopefully we can see the big fight before they go. It would have to be rewritten at this point if they don't take the bait. So, we'll see how that goes. kind of like the beat to this, but I don't know. I don't think I want to listen to this. Let's jump songs. Oh, I like this one. I've used this before. So, that leaves the 9th of January. So, here comes the other thing. Somewhere in here, around that date, is when I want to start Arcane Academy. Also, my 1-year streaming anniversary. Oh, that's definitely not spelled right. No, those are. Wow. That's more correct, at least. Is also coming up right around the same time. It's at the end of January. And I have some special stuff for that coming up. I want to start Arcane Academy, hopefully just before that point. Arcane Academy is going to be set in Celestia, so it can use all the same stuff, but it's set at a school for the arcane arts, kind of like the one that the characters in the main story have now visited. It's meant to take a lot longer, though. It's supposed to feel a lot like going to an actual school. Characters won't level up very fast. It will be like at least a month before they level up, and probably more than that. Right now, the plan is the characters will be at the school for 5 years. Each year is a level. Yes, it's a school of D&D. Part of the reason for that, and I can show it here if I can find it, is because this book is coming out, and I actually own it. I pre-ordered it. And it should actually be out tomorrow at like 2 p.m. I've had ideas for this for a long time, well before this ever came out. But because this came out, there will be some actual rules for how they envision it. And I'm going to use that as the basis or the core. I mean, not everyone's school was bad. Mine was. Mine was horrible. So yeah. Sorry, I was looking at a message. All the characters for this, for Arcane Academy, are gonna be sorcerers, wizards, or mystics. My Celestia class that sort of replaces clerics and warlocks and druids. There's a lot of variety in there, which actually has been changed up a little bit. You guys haven't seen it yet, because it was mostly done off screen. But I went and altered mystics. Oh, and remind me to change the Discord link that comes up in that command. So, so there's different types of mystics. And before, all of them kind of felt the same. And one of the big limits on mystics are the number of spells they have. So, I gave each of them a specialty type. So, blade mystics get blade spells, which is an entire list of spells that are bonuses. It's set to your proficiency bonus, so, you get up to 5 spells. So it's not a lot, but it is, an extra 5 spells. And they don't go with, the normal spells they can cast. So it's a little bit handier and more flexible. And only mystics get that. Blade mystics get blade spells. Divine mystics get radiant spells. Hedge mystics get nature spells. As do lunar mystics. I'm still working on the list for pyromancers, but no one is a pyromancer mystic in the current campaign. So I have, 4 weeks or so before anyone might make a character. Summoner mystics get ritual spells, which are super flexible. You got to see a little bit of that last night, because Erky took the ritual caster skill, so they can cast ritual spells. Witch mystics aren't done yet either. I'm working on those. That'll be another list. But yeah, more spells for them. You'll see that with Erky and Kolvar. I don't think Kolvar has changed his list yet, though he did tell me he was working on it. So maybe he has. Let's take a look. No. Guiding Bolt is on his Radiant Spells list, so he's gonna get that for free. So he'll get another spell he can take, and he's only got 1 second level spell, so he probably wants another 2nd level spell, and then probably another one from the list. I'm not sure what that's gonna be yet. It's got a lot of options. But yeah, he should be getting back to me with those hopefully soon. It'll be kind of fun next time they get into some big battle. He might actually have an AoE spell besides Burning Hands. I don't think he's ever used... No, he did use Burning Hands once in the last dungeon. That's the only time I think he's used it. So yeah, there's some big expansion coming there. It should boost them a little more, so they're more on par with the other spellcasters, which we have none of. I don't know why no one took the others, but they didn't. So I expect a lot more magic types, because, it's all magic types at the Arcane Academy. So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I want to have a lot of guest characters too. I want it to feel like there's 30 or maybe 40 kids coming to the school. Oh yeah. So, here is the first level spells list. And this is just the existing first level spells. I'm going through them all. However, here are all the extra spells, which I'm looking at and repurposing. So, I have a heck of a lot of spells to use as a base. So, yeah, this is part of what I'm working on. I don't need the higher level spells done very soon, so I'm concentrating on the lower level spells. So I'm adapting around 200 spells into this version of D&D for Celestia. I mean, they already exist. And a lot of them are going to be variants on Pathfinder. Because it was kind of easy to look at the Pathfinder rules and retool those to D&D. Because they're related systems. So, a lot of Pathfinder spells come back into D&D here. There's going to be some others, though. And I have a few takes of my own on spells that I want to do. I've already been doing this. You can kind of see that with ritual spells. I mean, D&D doesn't have rules yet to do, like, secondary casters. So you can have people help you make spells. In fact, you need people to help you. Even animate object as a ritual requires at least one extra caster. So that will really change things up. I have a bunch of other spells too, like spell singing, which I've finished. So yeah, here's a smaller subset. A lot of support abilities in here. In fact, you can see there's 1 attack, 2 attacks, 1 defense. Everything else is support. It's a very support-based. This is for one specific type of bard. Oh, and also a sorcerer class. I forgot. There's blade spells, which I have finished too. A lot of these are like self-support skills. A couple attacks, a little bit of healing. Lay on hands as a spell. A couple of defense abilities. But yeah, a lot of new spells. It's gonna be kind of insane. I actually considered letting paladins and bards and maybe alchemists go to the magic school. I haven't decided yet on which way we're gonna go with that. You know, there's a lot of options, and I'm just not sure yet. A lot of options. I can probably zoom this down a little bit. I think that's normal size. It's actually store default. Okay, it didn't move, so I apparently got it. I think we can close this. Oh, for now at least. I also have one other project that I wanted to talk about. I don't know how many of you watch anime, but I had another idea. It's heavily influenced. No, unfortunately, monks don't count either. At least, not as I envision it. I might include monks at some point, probably as guest characters. But yeah, I had another idea for another take on D&D. It's far more radical. But if you've ever seen Log Horizon or World Triggers, that was sort of my thinking when I built this new system. And I put that away, didn't I? I probably should have kept it up. Let me go and open it up again. Because how will you see the stuff I type? So, let's make it big again. So, here are some thoughts. So, right now, the initial theme is that they get virtual bodies. And right now, I'm calling these dolls. It's not like VR, so it's not really, one of those Sword Art Online type of things. Oh, here's another influence. If you've ever seen Angelic Layer, I've been working on a good system to adapt Angelic Layer for like years and years. I really love that anime and the manga, and I want more of it. But unfortunately, it never continued. So, yeah, I've been trying to continue it forever, and I'm thinking I can use a variant of the current D&D system to do that. Obviously, physical stats aren't really going to be so much a thing. So I'm gonna really throw things out. You're still going to have your intelligence, your wisdom, and your charisma. Those will stay there. But you're not fighting with your real body. So we throw out the physical, stats. There's no strength. There's no constitution. There's no dexterity. Instead, you have skills. So, I'm thinking of a third skill. I don't have a name for it yet. It might just be athletics. Athletics is going to be the skill for lifting things, possibly enduring things. The higher your athletics, the more damage you deal with physical attacks, as a bonus anyways. And acrobatics is going to be basically the dexterity skill. So, yeah, you trade out, that's not where I wanted that. Strength, dex, and con for skills. So, yeah, this is going to be a really big difference. There's also one other ability, which is currently called Chi. I don't have a better name for it. Maybe I'll come up with one. But yeah, you basically have a sort of random number of ki that you start with. Ki is going to be sort of like the buffer or memory in a computer. So, your RAM. Your computer needs RAM to run a program, but it also needs more RAM to do things with that. So, if you play a game, there's a certain amount that it has to buffer for, assets and other things. Some people have more ki than others, or chi. I write it and then I say it, even though it's wrong. But yeah, so that's the idea. Let's full screen this. So, yeah. That would be an important thing, because then, feats are now side effects. So, you might have a special ability, that only shows itself when you're inside the virtual construct. I think this is a cute system for VTubers in particular, because you can be your anime self. You know, I throw around some fire and I turn into an animal. That's always possible. So, there's also classes. So you have attackers who use melee weapons. You have rangers who use firearms. Blasters, which use spells. And by that, spells is more anything a little less straightforward. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. If you've ever seen World Triggers, like Meteor is usually a spell. It looks like a cube until they throw it at something, and then it explodes like a fireball. So, that's the sort of thing I'm thinking of there. There's snipers. Which use long-range, heavy weapons. They might not even be, like, in the area. All-rounders, which use a mix. And then you have supporters. Which have basically no or little offense. So, here's where it gets really creative. So, because these are programs, they have to fit within your chi. So like, say you have a sword program, and it is 4 chi. However, when you attack with it, actually, let's make that more. Let's say 10 chi. When you attack with it, it costs 1 ki. Wow, I said it again. One of these days. So, you always need a certain amount of ki. I think I need to wash my mouth out with soap. I keep getting the word wrong. And I know better. So, you're gonna have a really big pull of chi. So, your pull of chi might be something like 200 chi. So, based on that, 10 of it is gone. So you have 190. Which, at 1 chi a piece, is 190 attacks. But, you probably want other abilities. So, you might take, this is a basic one. Shield. In shield, let's say shield costs 5. And using it costs 1. So, that 190 is now down to 185. So, you see how this sort of builds up. I think it's an interesting system. If it goes by, like the system World Trigger uses, you would have 8 slots for abilities. So, you might have a sword, a shield, what I'm gonna call a leap pad, which is basically something that accelerates you quickly. Yeah, I don't know what else I really want yet. But you also have classes in here. So, it's D&D. We have to have classes. Or maybe everyone is like the same class. Maybe everyone is different subclasses. So maybe these are all... Maybe these are all subclasses? I mean, that's possible. I mean, there's actually probably... So if we're going by, like, World Trigger or Angelic Layer, I don't like the term soldier, but it's the best thing I can think of for now. They're the ones that actually use the dolls. I might call them operators. Though, I have another idea for what that is. Engineers are behind-the-scenes types. They might, like, tweak your abilities, for instance, or give you new programs to use. So, like, you could have a special type of sword. So your sword costs 12 chi as a base. But maybe your sword extends to be a polearm. I think it's kind of fun to do that. Or maybe, maybe you have an accelerator, which makes you run really fast. Or fly. I don't know. I'm not sure about flight. D&D has never done well with flight. That maybe gives you climbing ability. Or like spider climb. Maybe it's stealth even? I mean, you could have a stealth module. Maybe a better version is invisibility. I mean, there's a lot of options. But engineers... I mean, you could have some interesting play with that. You wouldn't be right in the combat, but you know, you'd be doing everything behind the scenes. I want, like, a tactical officer who, like, does Overwatch. Maybe they're engineers. Maybe there's something else. That's kind of what I want to call the operator. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But I like the idea. And yeah, I want the classes to be really customizable. Especially because you get to pick what abilities you want. I mean, obviously, we're gonna give Rangers something to make firearms better for them. But this would be like, maybe an attacker setup. I think it would be good. I mean, 8 slots limits the pool of abilities you have to deal with. That's sort of an issue in Celestia. People have a lot of abilities, and they forget to use them. All the time. All the time. And going back to this, maybe a shield is both a reaction or a bonus action. You can use it as either. I kind of like the thought. I don't know what I'd call this yet, but I like this system. It came to me earlier. Ow. Hit my knee again. I will replace this desk. Soon. Very soon. Let's see. Lost my train of thought. Oh, you can't actually see part of this. Whoops. I'm in front of it. Sorry. Okay, now you can see it all. I forgot I'm in the way. But yeah, I'm also thinking, so if you're like an attacker subclass, maybe you can use your sword to block an attack from like a dagger or another sword. And yeah. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas right now. I mean, they're comfy ideas. I mean, maybe someone steals these ideas and uses them themselves. I don't mind. Maybe I actually go and use the SRD to put this together and actually print this out. Maybe you'll be able to buy it one day. But yeah, I had some early thoughts on this. The world is something I'm definitely looking at. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm not sure what more I want to say. I want to make it a modern setting, hence having firearms, which are basically gonna work kind of like spells in, not spells, like bows or crossbows in D&D. But yeah, I'm thinking if these are subclasses, maybe they give certain boosts to like your weapon types. Like maybe everyone slowly gets upgrades to their ability with shield. Because I mean, shield's gonna be important. It just feels to me that way. Already in World Trigger, it's a lot like the shield spell in D&D. It was part of why I thought of this. But you know, you're gonna have to balance things. Each attack is gonna use chi. So, you know, if you have all this, using your example, we were at 185. Let's say Leap Pad. Leap Pad only uses 5. Well, let's go back to that. Okay, it's gonna use 5 chi. But each use maybe costs 2 chi. And I'm thinking that's a bonus action to use one. So then, accelerator. Let's say that toss costs 10 chi. And each use is 5 chi. But it is also a bonus action. These are actions. And no, I don't want to use another word. I picked one for a reason, come on. Okay, let's figure this in. 180. This is 170. So, spider climb. Spider climb. Let's say this is 8 chi. No, we'll round it to 10. Just to make this easy on ourselves. We'll say this is 2 chi. Let's call this an action. Just off the top of my head. That'll put us at 160. And stealth is the lower end version. Let's say this is 5 chi. And I don't see it as being too expensive. It's the lesser version, so we'll call it that. And let's say it's a bonus action. But that is going to put us at 155. So at 155, it is 30 uses of accelerator. But you need some shields, some sword attacks, some leap pads maybe, some spider climb, some stealth. Another thing I like about this is maybe if you use stealth, you can't use another bonus action to undo stealth. So if you attack, or, you do something else, but maybe this, while you're using it, slowly drains energy. This might be 1 chi every round. So, 10 rounds in a minute. That would be 10 chi every minute. You'd want fights to go pretty quick if you had that sort of drain. I mean, you only have like 15 minutes, which makes a lot of sense. I like that number. But yeah, I'm just tossing ideas out there. But yeah, this is another concept. I always have these ideas, and I want to get them out. This one, obviously, since we're getting rid of a lot of these, is not like normal D&D. It might take a little more adjustment. And I don't have a name for it yet. I mean, obviously, using the word dolls might be important. Oh, so here's the anime references that I'm thinking of when I put this together. The first one, going by age, is Angelic Lair. Then Rose and Maiden, which if you haven't seen, is an amazing series about dolls. Combat dolls. They do combat. Usually against each other. But it is a good series. More recently, Log Horizon, which it kind of reminds me of. And then World Trigger, which is probably the newest of the references. Yeah, I like that term dolls. I don't know, maybe virtual dolls? I mean, it's an idea. You know, I don't think I could do it with her, but there is a VTuber who is a doll. It'd be crazy if I had her in here to do this system. I don't know if she'd even be interested. And she has some, well, she has a speech impairment. So I find it awfully hard to, like, listen to her and understand what she's saying, which I really wish was not the case, because I am a fan of hers. We came up at the same time. She's actually bigger than me. Like, a lot bigger. Which, yeah, is awesome. I'm all for that. I'm glad people can enjoy her. But, yeah. It would be funny if the doll VTuber was in the Virtual Dolls D&D game. Or D&D variant game. But yeah, I think that covers the ideas I was thinking at. I still like this idea. Obviously, not for Celestia. And I don't know when I'd fit it into my schedule. I really don't. Yeah. But, I like the idea. I'll probably make a wiki for it. Maybe I'll post this one online and, see what people think. But, I think that's all the things I had to talk about. This is what I wish more people watched. And I love you, Perplev, and all your comments. But I need, like, 10 of you. So I have more people to bounce ideas off of. When I'm in a thinking mood like this. Yeah. Don't know what else I want to talk about. So I might end things a little early. I mean, I've given a preview of Celestia. Also, for the Arcane Academy. And then for my new idea. Which, I'm tentatively calling Vritual Dolls. Obviously, it needs some more work. It needs some more work, but I'm working on it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think that's all I have for now. So, I know it's early, but let's see who's on. Ooh. Yeah, I think we will invade Cass. I mean, it is early, so there is that. If you want to watch World Trigger, you can find it on Crunchyroll, and it's free to watch. I'm catching up on it because it came out with the 3rd season a little while ago, and I missed it. I was busy with other stuff, so I completely forgot it came out. But, it is an interesting watch. It's got 153 episodes, but they're only like 25 minutes long. So, it goes by pretty quick. But let us raid Cass. least when the ad's over. But yeah, it's worth a watch. So is all the other series. I haven't watched the 3rd season of Log Horizon, mostly because it's on a service I have access to. So, I haven't seen that. But I have seen the others. And I saw the first 2 seasons of Log Horizon. It's definitely worth it. But yeah, I think that's it for now. So, I hope you had fun. I know it's a short stream, but yeah, it is what it is. So, take care, have fun, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye!